Thank you, and sorry for this delay. I have some issues this morning. Yes, the period was very tough, and we in Milan, as city of Milan, and also with some connection with other colleagues all around Europe and all around the world, try to share our practices and to learn each other from what happens in these strange months. About our experiences here in Milan, we work hard on food aid with a food aid system. We totally centralized the food aid due to the stop that the majority of the charities here in Milan apply after the rules and the issues about the lockdown. And so the municipality decided to establish a fully controlled system in which we connect, we establish 10 different food hubs where food is stocked, prepared, and the different municipal employees work in this hub, more or less about 100 of municipal employees. We have also volunteers and social workers, and with a set of about 25 small vans, we distributed the food for about 20,000 people per week. Was a system established in the early March and was activated for 15 weeks, week by week. And in total, we manage more than 600 of tons, and that was one of the two pillars in which the municipality was engaged. The second one was the spreading of food vouchers for family needs. So direct with two systems, one shopping card and one application. It was a system that involved more than 40,000 people here in Milan. So these two main programs allow us to touch different fragile families, and with the apps, the family that was already connected with association, with charities and so on, with a voucher to the newcomers' family needs. And so are two systems that are very linked between these two systems. And also the data set that we established was the first data set fully controlled by the municipality that connect all of this experience. We work a lot also to engage other stakeholders like the local branch of the Red Cross and other similar associations that establish their dedicated system, and we spend a lot of time to connect all the data and to try to integrate the different systems. And I think that also in the near future, these experiences to work together and to connect the different energies of the municipality and the different energy of the city are the key element to address in order to strengthen our food system and allow to touch and to confronting different emerging problem that also in the next months I think can be involve us as cities engaging in food policy.
Thank you very much, Andrea, for this concrete experience. Just because you have been very efficient in your time use. One additional question that I would have for you. Obviously, you are learning from this pandemic. This connection between the different systems of the city and the data exchange is critical. Something that you want to keep. For the future. I don't know whether we will ever be able to talk of a post-pandemic, but for the future, in any case. But how do you think that this will be? I've lost you in my screen. I don't know where you have gone. I hope you. Yes, here you are. how do you think that this is going to also be affecting the way that the citizens of Milan are perceiving the food chain and the food system? Are citizens changing the way they consume food? Is that something that we will need to look at in the future, or have you seen no difference? Because here in Barcelona, I start to see my neighborhood that things are shifting from the supermarket to the smaller shops to, you know, a different type of produce. So are you experiencing that in Milan as well?
Yes, the similar here in Milan, and I think all around the world. We have a lot of data about the food consumption, of the food habits of the different families and the person during the lockdown. And we see that there is a big growth of the consumption of fruit and vegetable, and less consumption of prepared food during the lockdown, because people have more time to cook themselves and to try to change their health, their style. And as well as a big increasing of the food delivery that engage the city, and we establish strong connection with all the company of we have already before the crisis, but we have a strong connection with all the companies of supermarkets, and they share some trends and some data with us, and we see that there are very big companies that have an increase of 4 times of shopping by the e-commerce, and so they need to exchange, they need to transform their infrastructure to be able to have a concrete answer to the request of the citizens. And this is one lesson that we learned. In relation with them, they asking us to try to define a municipal rule for the lockers, because it's another tool that can facilitate the distribution of the grocery, the distribution of food in our city. And we are trying to define on the map the different neighborhoods in which we can improve the tools, we can improve the lockers, and to select a set of supermarkets that can be facilitate with the building of this smaller infrastructure. Is an innovative way, because before to the pandemic in Milan, we have more or less 10 lockdown in general in the city. And now there is a big increasing of this system of buy food and to purchase food. And we think that can be also try to understand if this smaller infrastructure can transform the habits of the cities and the habits of the consumption of food. From other side, we try to map all the local commerce, local traders of food in the different neighborhoods, and also the local farmers. And some farmers establish their direct relation with the citizens due to an online map that we share on the website, sharing their phone number, and also sometimes also other tools to have their shopping list. And we have a strong relation with agricultural districts, and they asking us to facilitate the maintenance of this infrastructure after the pandemic. We need to understand if we can define a marketplace for to connect the different shop of the different farmers, because this integrated and this different solution, this different way to buy food and to distribute food as well, can be one of the line of work of the field of action of our food policy in the near future. We are in the phase of the redesign of our food policy, because our food policy have a period of 5 years from 2015 to 2020, and we are in this strange period also in the redesign and the definition of new goals to our food policy. For sure, all the experiences and all the lessons learned of these 3 months will allow us to align also the new food policy.